just because I showed this again recently, and sometimes you hear that idea like, Clayton, how do you look like you do if you're sick? And the simple answer is, I'm not fucking you. I'm not a lazy piece of shit who uses any excuse they can have. Do you have as many excuses as me to be as lazy as you are? Because I'm not you. That's why I look like I do. Because I'm not fucking lazy. Because I don't play video games all day. I told the story so many times. When my doctors, 2008, I was in the hospital, doctor saying you could die, doctors giving me my will, all that kind of stuff. They're like, you could die. I finally told myself, you know what? I don't want to die like this. I don't want to die a sick person. And I decided, and it took me a year before I could even work out again. I decided that the most important thing in my life was being the best version of myself that I could be. That I could be the most healthy I could be. If I was going to die, I was going to die knowing that any excuse I had was a real excuse. You know what I mean? What is your fucking excuse? Clayton, how do you look like you do when you have so many health problems? Because I'm not you. I'm not a lazy fat piece of shit that uses any excuse they have to not do shit. Because I don't play video games on my ass all day. And then people be like, well, then how do you do all the stuff that you do in video games? Well, because I taught myself that I had to be able to, if I wasn't going to be able to play video games, I had to be able to teach myself to look at a game and say how it was going to work and be able to practice in my head. And that's so easily provable as well, because look at Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Fighters, whatever. Did Bandai Namco secretly give me the game? Of course they fucking didn't. Guilty Gear Strive, did they secretly give me the game? No, of course they didn't. So obviously, and besides that, I talked about, what the fuck was the game before that? Xrd and all these other games, you know what I mean? I had to teach myself, even when I was a kid, I've been sick most of my life now, dude. Literally most of my life thinking about it, but I had to teach myself, because I wasn't playing a lot of video games, how can I practice a game without playing it, right? That's how I do the stuff I do in video games, because I'm better at video games than you. I'm just better than you. So again, what excuse do you have? It's always funny, like, people are like, oh, Clayton, he's mentally ill. Where's the mental illness, dude? Any excuse I have in life, I made sure, and I've been making sure, that it's a real excuse, because I told myself I didn't want to die a sick person. And I think it's so crazy, too, because you think about a nerd, nerds, you know what I mean? People, you grow up watching anime, whatever it might be, you know what I mean? I don't know about you, but I wanted to be cool when I watched anime and video games. You know what I mean? What are you doing to be cool? You play video games all day, you just talk shit about other people on the internet? Are you even trying? Or are you just content with being fat? You know what I mean? And ugly? You've devoted your life to an endeavor that you're not even good at. So again, people are like, well, how can you do all this stuff when you have had such a terrible health fucking history and are still sick? Because I don't fucking play video games all day. Because my life is devoted to health. And trust me, the funny thing is, and you could say this as well, you know what I mean? A lot of you motherfuckers that hate me, you've devoted your life to an endeavor of video games and you're not even good at it. I've said many times before, I would like to actually gain 5 pounds of muscle, upper body. I'd like to have an Instagram butt. So you could say from that perspective, I have dedicated my life to fitness now. And I've basically had the same body for the past 5 or 6 years. I physically cannot obtain my goal because of my health issues. But you know what? That is an excuse I can live with, because you know what? I know that I'm fucking trying. I know I'm not just sitting on my ass, you know what I mean? Making up an excuse. When I feel good enough to work out, I fucking work out. I don't spend all day fucking playing video games like you guys. So anyway, I always feel like that's such an easy thing, you know what I mean? How do you do what you do? How do you look like you do? Because I don't sit on my fucking ass like you. How do you do what you do in video games? Because I'm better at video games than you. That's how I fucking do it. Anyway, remember if you like the videos, like, subscribe, comment, share. Support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks.